time, and I give the call to the member for Werriwa.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. This bill seeks to clarify the issue for families when a baby is stillborn or dies shortly after birth. Every day in this country, 6 babies die or are stillborn. 6 families are devastated and they need to plan how to live this new reality. In their grief, they should not also have to deal with changes to a work agreement, particularly at a time when they are least likely to cope. 32 years ago, I received flowers from my employer for the funeral of my daughter, Megan, who passed away at 5 days old. The next day, I received a letter from that same employer advising I was no longer on maternity leave, and if I wanted to continue my employment, I needed a doctor's certificate to say I was unfit for work. In our devastation, I had a week to provide that doctor's certificate. I was barely able to make a decision about whether I wanted a cup of tea or not, let alone go to the doctor and explain why I was there. This workplace was a major bank. There was no empathy at all. Without the certificate, I felt I might lose my job, having nothing then to use to contribute to my family. I felt trapped with mounting debts because of the funeral we had to plan that we didn't expect. And I ended up going back to work early. My maternity leave at the time was not even paid, so I was not even a burden to that employer, and they were a major bank. The bill before us then is something that we need. We need to be able to give families the choice to make the decisions that they need to make, and the bill will take away this further distress. Of course, Speaker, not all employers behaved like mine did, and certainly none do now. But the issue sadly remains that in some workplaces that this is still an issue, and that's why I am pleased and relieved to see that this item has been brought forward for consideration. The bill honours the name of baby Priya, who was just 6 weeks old when she died. But this bill honours far many more children than just baby Priya, and I take this opportunity to thank her parents for their constant advocacy, because they've used their loss and devastation to make this bill better and make our workplaces better. This bill, Deputy Speaker, provides much-needed clarity for both employers and grieving parents about their entitlements should their child be stillborn or pass away. Specifically, employers do not have to provide paid parental leave. However, the legal position is unclear in workplaces where there is paid parental leave, but there are no explicit entitlements addressing what will happen if a child is stillborn or dies. This is not right or fair. The bill before us means that an employer must not refuse to allow an employee to take the employer-paid parental leave in the event of the death of a child, to which they would have formerly been entitled. Further, the bill means an employer cannot cancel any part of that leave. The bill also prevents an employer from amending a workplace policy by unilaterally verifying an employee's terms and conditions after the bill's commencement. Importantly, the bill will not stop employers and employees bargaining in good faith. That is, this bill does not interfere with specific entitlements that employers have negotiated above and beyond the national employment standards, which deal with stillbirth or the death of a child. This bill and its provisions will aptly apply broadly and specifically to the national system, employees entitled to employer-funded parental leave, although there are some exemptions. Vitally, to ensure people are covered as soon as possible, employees entitled to an employer-funded parental leave will be covered from the commencement of this bill, but the bill will not apply retrospectively. Other matters contained in the bill relate to ensuring the compliance and penalties. Further, to reduce confusion and increase consistency, the bill uses existing Fair Work Act definitions where possible. Deputy Speaker, it is said that grief is not a sign of weakness nor a lack of faith, it is the price of love. In my experience and that of baby Priya's and every parent across our nation who has endured the loss of a baby, that is true. Some things in this place rise above politics, and this is one of them. We have come some way since my experiences those many years ago, but grief remains, as do the unanswered questions, and so do the unresolved matters such as this before it. As a nation and a parliament and a community, we can do better, and that's what this bill seeks to do. The bill will ensure that one of life's most vulnerable moments, matters relating to leave, will be addressed, and that will at least ease one burden for broken-hearted parents. For that, I thank the Minister, baby Priya's family, for bringing this bill for consideration today.
Thank you.